This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. NCN Sports is presented by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for more details. By Liberty First Credit Union. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at DinsdaleAuto.com.
Welcome to high school baseball on NCN TV. We are in Lincoln for the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship here at Den Hartog Field. The Lincoln East Spartans, the #1 seed, taking on the 3rd-seeded Grand Island Islanders. I'm Ryan Valenta, joined alongside Andy Klassen. Thank you for spending your Thursday evening with us. We are set for a good one. Both of these teams battling for the championship title in just a few moments. 7 innings will decide who gets to lift the 2024 Heartland Athletic Conference trophy. Lincoln East, earlier today, they beat Kearney to get here 8-3. They had a lot of players on offense and a good pitcher on the mound to get them there. Grand Island, just a few moments ago, took down the 2nd-seeded Lincoln Southwest Silverhawks by a score of 6-2 to advance here as Lincoln East trying to defend their Heartland Athletic Conference title, and the Grand Island Islanders trying to win it for the first time since 2018. Let's take you through our starting lineups now as we are just about set for the first pitch here at Den Hartog Field. First for the visitors from Grand Island, they are going to send out their starting 9 in the leadoff hitter. Second baseman Ethan Foley. Batting second, playing shortstop, Sam Dinkelman. Batting third, playing center field, Braxton Barrientos. Batting fourth, playing left field, Ian Ahrens. And batting fifth, playing first base, Gabe Ruiz. In the sixth hole, playing right field, Jack Stenson. Designated hitting in the 7th hole, Zenon Sack. And number 8 and 9, Ryan Kostler at third base, and Gage Gannon doing the catching. Now for Lincoln East, they're starting 9. Got a lot of Class D1 or Division I guys commits on that roster. Yes, they do. We'll tell you all about that in just a moment. Jeter Worthley leads off. He's a Michigan commit. He will be doing the catching. AJ Avasco batting second. In first base, Garrett Springer batting third, doing the designated hitting. Troy Peltz in the cleanup spot in left field. And then Owen Lessig batting fifth in right field. Carter Harms batting sixth in second base. And Joey Senstock in the 7th hole, playing shortstop. Mason Gaines in the 8th hole in center field. And batting 9th is the third baseman, Tanner Peterson. Got a couple guys we got to watch out for, Andy. First for Grand Island, that player that we're going to be watching out for is that center fielder, Braxton Barrientos. He leads just about every offensive category, and he just had a great game. He's going to be the guy to watch for GI.
Yeah, Junior's got excellent wheels, field vision, multi-sport athlete. He's exactly what you want manning your outfield out there in center.
So Braxton Barrientos, just about the leader in every offensive category. He will be batting third and doing the center field duties for the Islander. Lincoln East, their player to be keep an eye out for, AJ Avasco, the Kansas State commit, the senior. He will be doing the batting in the 2-hole rather, and he's going to be the guy to watch for Lincoln East.
Fantastic average, batting .400. He's your senior leader and a D1 commit.
We're going to step aside for our national anthem real quick. We'll be right back with the first pitch on NCN.
The pregame show is sponsored by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for our full broadcast schedule.
Spartans on the field. They're set to go. So are the Islanders from Grand Island. We are set to play the 2024 Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship game. The Spartans coming into this one with a record of 16-1 after they just beat the other team, Kearney, just a little bit ago, and then Grand Island at 10-4 after beating Lincoln Southwest. Two teams that won it. A lot of D1 commits, like we mentioned, for East, as they've got Joey Senstock, the shortstop, Carter Mick, the pitcher, and then Troy Peltz, not in the starting lineup, but he will be going to, Troy Peltz is in the starting lineups. All those guys going to Nebraska. Jeter Worthley doing the catching, going to Michigan State. AJ Avasco at first base. He's going to K-State. So a lot of guys to beat, and Lincoln East appears to be the favorite in this one.
Well, this is actually a rematch of just about a week ago on the 29th. Lincoln Southeast got the better of the Islanders, but Grand Island was ahead 2-0 after a couple of innings. But, Ryan, it's not how you start. It's how you finish, right?
Amen.
Islanders went scoreless the final 3 innings. On the other side, Lincoln East put up 5 runs, edged the Islanders 9-7 in a really good game. So I think this is going to be a matchup where you already talked about the talent. You already talked about how good these two teams are. And these are also two teams that know a lot about each other. Excellent coaching staffs. I think we're in for a good one here for the HAC Championship.
Carter Mick on the mound for the Spartans. He is making his 5th start of the season. He last pitched on April the 5th. He lost the game against Millard South. In that game, he went 4 innings, allowed 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 2, and struck out 4. We're set to go. First pitch at 5:54 p.m. That's in the dirt, skips away, and here are the Grand Island dugouts. They're already on the rail. They're ready to go.
Doesn't take much to get those old Islanders jazzed up.
So at Hartog Field, you may see that shadow on home plate, and look out. Just got out of the way, did the leadoff batter Ethan Foley, 2-0 to Foley. But, you know, Andy, that shadow on home plate could cause some problems for some hitters, because that ball kind of just disappears in the shadows right as it gets to the plate. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, a couple of external factors that are going to impact this game. Obviously, that shadow that's going to grow across the infield throughout this contest, but also the wind. We got some very heavy gusts blowing across here. That's a nice rip over to right field.
But it's going to hang up right for Lessig out there to make the first out. 1 up and 1 down for the Spartans.
But you saw the wind come into factor there, pushing that ball to the right, left to right. Left that right fielder to where he didn't have to move too much to it. Actually had to gauge it and kind of sit on it, allow that ball to come to him. Mother
Nature doing what she does best in Nebraska in the spring, blowing that wind as hard as possible, blowing out from left to right field very heavily. So there's ball 1 to the second hitter, Sam Dinkelman. Dinkelman on the year, hitting .279, 12 hits and 43 tries for him. That finds a corner, strike 1, 1-1 to Dinkelman. Dinkelman, 6 RBIs. He's got a couple extra base hits as well. Mick's working quickly. Breaking ball, that finds the corner. Dinkelman not so sure about that call, but he's down 1-2.
Dinkelman thinking maybe that was a little high, maybe a little outside.
See what Mick comes up with here. Same pitch, but just a little bit farther off outside. It's 2-2.
Credit Mick to kind of dare the umpire to call that strike again. You know, he'd put it right in the same spot.
That's what you do. Curveball. Yeah, just missed. Looked really good. Just stayed hiding tight. Maybe if Dinkelman's a couple inches taller, you see the umpire motioning right there. They was inside. So I guess height of Dinkelman did not matter on that pitch. Mick steps off.
Well, Worthley, the Michigan recruit, as you mentioned, he did a fabulous job centering that. Really kind of got the home crowd thinking, hey, that's good for a K.
There it is. That is a K for Carter Mick. Finds the corner, and down looking Sam Dinkelman. 2 outs in the first for the Spartans.
Yeah, tough at bat there for Dinkelman, going down looking.
Went with a couple of breaking balls, then hit him with the fastball for the strikeout.
And it was a low fastball, too, and that was a good adjustment there from Carter Mick. Okay, I'm a little high. Let me throw in a low strike.
Here's our player to watch for Grand Island. Braxton Barrientos takes strike one. He leads the team with 19 hits, 12 runs batted in, 5 extra base hits. He stays alive, and that one's headed towards the parking lot. 0-2. Mick in control here in these first 3 batters.
Barrientos only batting a .475.
Only.
Not too bad.
See if Mick can put him away here. The 0-2. Just got a piece. Went with the high cheese, and Barrientos stays alive.
Really like that cut there from Barrientos. Finding new life, getting bat on ball, not putting it in the umpire's hands there to call that third strike. Even though it was a little high, he fought it off.
Carter Mick a strike away. Breaking ball, that's high. Now 1-2. Still nothing doing for either team, just getting underway in the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Champions. Breaking ball, that's up high again. 2-2. So Lincoln East trying to defend their home turf almost. Lincoln East High School just in the backyard of here. Strike 3 called on the inside corner. Carter Mick punches out 2 to end the first inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. And the Spartans coming to bat in the bottom of the first.
Join in the next generation of great health at Columbus Fieldhouse, because strong families are vital to a strong community. With the region's most state-of-the-art facility, there's room for fitness, fun, and friends. There's space for all sports: tennis, football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, or golf. Or lace up to try out the track. And on-site services provided by Columbus Community Hospital keep you in the best shape. Be a part of something extraordinary and join us today in taking the next step to a stronger future.
Back in the bottom of the first inning, our school spotlight. We take you to the Grand Island Islanders. They are from Grand Island, Nebraska, just about hour 50 away from here. Their mascot, the Islanders, wearing those purple and gold uniforms. Pretty snazzy color choice. They get my votes in the uniform winner column, Andy.
I'm going to have to go the other way. I think those Lincoln East and those pinstripes are looking pretty clean.
Lincoln East from Lincoln, Nebraska. Like we just mentioned, their high school just in the backyard. You can see the high school building from the press box just to our left over here. The Spartans, hailing from the capital city, blue and whites. They're nice blues, and, it's the uniform design that does it for me too, Andy. I think I got to change my decision on this
one.
There we go. Spartan uniforms, Grand Island. I think they would make it to the uniform championship too.
That purple and gold, that's iconic, looking real good with that white contrast, but love those pinstripes. And we mentioned how the shadows working across the infield and also the high winds, high wind gusts are going to play a factor. You also get a little bit of an edge to Lincoln East in that this is a field that they have a lot more experience on. They also played the earlier game. Grand Island's playing back-to-back.
That school spotlight sponsor presented to you by Currency. If your business needs financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers, all you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.org. Strike 1 on the way to Jeter Worthley, the pitcher on the mound. Grayson Sack, a sophomore for the Islanders. He's quickly ahead 0-2. Sack just one of 4 sophomores on this Islander varsity roster. Jeter Worthley, the best average on the team at .440. Grounds it to the right side.
It's going to be
Pitcher
tough.
covering. Nice play. 3-1 putouts as Zach gets over to cover the bag from Gabe Ruiz. 1 up and 1 down.
Boy, everything about that approach there. Head coach Kirby Smart's got like every little thing, how Grayson Sack attacked the strike zone, then also didn't lose his head. Covered first base there for an easy ground out. Really brought the pressure, or put the pressure on the leadoff batter of Wordley for Lincoln East.
Now A.J. Avasco, he's our guy to watch for the Spartans. In the left-handed batter's box, takes ball one. 400 average, leads the team with 7 doubles, 3 long balls, and 24 runs driven in. That's well over 1 run batted in per game. And that's going to be sprayed down to the left side. 1 out in the first inning. Today's first inning is brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours.
Yeah, quite a luxury to have in the tool hole. Not only a phenomenal contact hitter, but also somebody that puts a lot of power behind that contact.
Avasco, part of that 2023 Class A state championship team last year.
Whoa.
Smokes that. High ball to right field, back at the track, and it dies on the track. A long, loud second out for A.J. Avasco. He just missed a home run.
You saw the pop off the bat there, and it kind of felt like that wind pushed it just a little bit left to right. Didn't help it get out of the park, that's for sure.
Stenson makes the catch out there, and there's 2 down in the first inning.
Yeah.
Lincoln East with 143 runs coming into the game. You had a couple more on with their win against Kearney, so they're at an even 151 on the season. Taking ball one's the designated hitter, Garrett Springer, for the Spartans. So far, so good for Grayson Sack. A long fly out for seconds. Curveball got him jammed. Shallow center. Coming in is Barrientos fighting the sun, makes the grab. Both teams go down in order in the first inning. We might have a 1-0 ball game, but we'll see what happens. The wind always a factor, of course. Second inning coming up on NCN Sports.
New home on the horizon? Loan it to own it. Need a new car to keep you moving? Loan it to own it. Looking for a new adventure? Loan it to own it with Liberty First Credit Union. Liberty First Credit Union is there for every step of your journey. Anyone can join to receive low payments and fixed rates to help get you through every new milestone. When you're ready to own it, loan it through Liberty First Credit Union.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Buy more, save more at Schaefer's. Right now, every time you add another appliance, you save more. With cashback rebates on top of Schaefer's everyday low prices. Save on our large selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances with up to $200 in rebates, including laundry pairs like the Maytag Pet Pro washer and Whirlpool front load pairs. Plus, there's free local delivery on qualified purchases. Buy more, save more at Schaefer's, 48th and R, Lincoln.
Carter Mick back out the mound for the Lincoln East Spartans. Strike one to the cleanup hitter, Ian Ahrens, the left fielder for Grand Island. Ahrens on the year batting .571, but a small sample size. He's got 4 hits in 7 at-bats, driven in 2 runs. One of those hits, a triple. The 1-1.
Whoa.
Good block by Worthley. As an umpire, you got to be grateful for a D1 commit behind the plate. You got to feel pretty safe back there.
Right. Hey, thanks for the help there, saving my shins.
Ian Ahrens batting now. See what he can do at the plate. Neither team has reached first base yet in the first inning. But Carter Mick now 1 ball away from making that a reality. Swing and a miss. Went with the fastball there on 3-1, and Ahrens was on it, just missed it.
That's Mick's go-to pitch there, that low fastball. We've seen him use it a couple of times.
3-2, outside, ball 4, and there is our first base runner of the game, Ian Ahrens.
Boy, you love to see
works
that.
the walk.
Love to see that versatility from your cleanup hitter, understanding that there's no ducks on the pond, right? There's no runners out in front of you. So what's your job? on base. Get on base, and then let your 5, 6, and 7 hole batters do the work as far as picking up RBIs.
Gabe Ruiz digs in. Islanders would take something here. Whatever Ruiz is able to accomplish, low fastball. And like you said, Andy, that's a good one there. He finds the bottom of the zone for a strike.
Boy, Gabriel, he's a big kid, but he's only a sophomore. I just kind of assumed he was a junior or a senior with that frame.
Went with the slider that time, and Ruiz went fishing, and his rod comes back empty. So Mick ahead 0-2. Ian Aarons at first with the leadoff walk.
Ruiz just needs to protect here.
Breaking ball, and protect he does. He just gets a piece of it.
Now this is where Mick has come back with that fastball a couple of times now, trying to blow one by after throwing some junk, chains up curveballs. We've seen it all. The sophomore for Grand Island's got to be ready for anything.
Doesn't seem like Ruiz has been real comfortable with any of the pitches that Mick has thrown so far. Gets the fastball, blows it by him. Strike 3, third punch out for Carter Mick. There is one out in the top of the second.
Yeah, just a fantastic sequence of pitches there for Carter Mick. You can tell he's in total control. Already has 3 punch outs on the afternoon here.
Now it'll be Jack Stenson. Stenson, the right fielder for the Islanders. Stenson, a senior, swings and misses at the fastball, and it's got some two-seam action to it for Mick.
Yes.
That's a fastball, but that thing is moving.
That's that slow riser that has that look to it as it's approaching the plate.
Aaron's still at first. Good block by Worthley. Smothered that slider and keeps Aaron's at first. The Shadows coming in farther, but we've got a little gap behind home plate. Here's the 1-1 from Carter Mick. Big hack, no contact. Stenson comes up empty, and like we've been saying, that fastball from Mick.
Yeah. He's using a really nice mix, going with that off-speed pitch, his curveball, and then he's been able to command that fastball right by some of these hitters.
1-2, fastball again. See you later. Carter Mick strikes out his second batter. He's got 4. The 2 outs for the Islanders after the leadoff walk. So
Zenon Sack, the senior, is going to take to the plate here. Try and at least get on base. Give some life to this offense.
Sack in the left-handed batter's box. He wanted the slider. Lays off. 1-0. Outfield is shifted, but they are shifting Sack like he is a left-handed hitter. You see Troy Pelt out in left. He is playing in left center field. Pickoff throw to first. Back in safely is Aaron's.
Really good observation there, Ryan. I think it's because they're adjusting to Carter Mick and the command he has with that fastball and how all of the batters are behind him, and also the wind pushing the ball from left to right.
The wind, a big factor as well. Mick delivers too high. Ball 2. First time that Mick checked on Aaron's at first. If we look at Aaron's on the season, no stolen bases. Always a time for first. 2-0, fouled off with the fastball there, but too late.
Yep. Sack was doing a really nice job being patient. Got that fastball he's looking for, just couldn't catch up to it.
Lincoln East, the 2023 Class A state champions. Last year, number 1 in the state in Class A right now. Look out. Coming in towards the shoe tops. But dodging out of the way, Zenon Sack, and he's ahead now 3-1. Second 3-1 count for an Islander hitter this inning. Hitters count.
Oh, that's
Called
right
strike, and that low fastball. Sack turns around, wants to make sure.
Hey, the umpire's been consistent. It's early, but he's been calling that low strike.
Hitters sometimes don't like it when you call it right away, but being an umpire is so tough. Got to make sure you watch that all in right away and make sure you're sure. Payoff. Fouled off, and Sack stays alive.
Ooh, into the parking lot.
I
thought clear on the other side because I felt the wind. I knew where I needed to be, and that was away.
Den Hartog parking lot right on the back door of the entrance. So vehicles parked in the front row, beware. Full counts, runner goes, ground ball up the middle, Senstock charging, gloves it, throws it, in time. That's the third out of the inning. Brilliant play by the shortstop, Joey Senstock, to retire the Islanders. One left, no hits and no errors. We remain scoreless. Spartans coming up in the bottom of the second inning.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
No score, bottom of the second inning. Lincoln East trying to break through here. First, look at some numbers for both sides on the offense. Lincoln East as a team hitting .380 on the season. 152 hits in 16 games. That's an average of about 10 hits a game, Andy. That is a phenomenal number. As you look at any team, not many teams are going to match that at all.
As the kids say, they can rake, right?
That is the word. Yes, indeed. Troy Peltz, the first batter. Strike one called on Grayson Sack. Sack needed just 8 pitches to get out of the first inning. He worked efficiently. He did have a long, loud out on the second batter of the game, but no damage. There's going to be the first base hit of our ball game, courtesy of Troy Peltz. The ball bobbled. Peltz thought about 2, but throws down the anchor at the last second. He'll be content with a leadoff single.
The 6-foot junior Troy Peltz did a really nice job staying on top of that one inside and just pulling it right down the right side between the first baseman and second into right field for that first base hit, as you mentioned.
Past the diving Ethan Foley, and then out in right field. Right fielder Jack Stenson bobbled it, but no further damage. Nobody out, bunt showing, and the ball gets away from the catcher Gannon. He can't find it. Peltz is going to get to third. No, again, he stops at the last second. He is making sure that he is reading the play all the way, and probably a good thing he stopped as Gannon just got to the ball behind the plates and might have had a play, and Battery are going to talk things over here after the wild pitch.
Well, you're exactly right, Ryan. The catcher, Gage Gannon, G squared, lost the ball completely. That's where that communication from his infield got to help him out. Say straight back, because that did give Peltz the opportunity to at least look at third base.
Now runner in scoring position for East. Bunt shown, strike called as Owen Lessig pulls it back and has a strike called against him. Lessig, the right fielder.
Yeah, Owen, another one of these Spartans that are batting north of 400, very selective with his pitches. Didn't like that one, so didn't want to try and lay down the bunt.
Tries again, this time gets it down, but it will stay foul. So now with a 1-2 count. You know, you assume with a 1-2 count the bunt is off, but in high school baseball, or any level now, it's not an automatic anymore. If you need that bunt down, coaches may sometimes ask you to bunt with 2 strikes.
And for Lincoln East, the way if they just really want to get on the board and manufacture a run, and they got plenty of confidence in a young man, Lasik here batting over 400, they might go with that bunt once again.
Peltz at second, nobody out, 1-2. Lessig waits, here comes the pitch from Sack. Waited on the breaking ball, lifts it to shallow right. That's trouble, and it's going to fall. The sun shields it. Peltz again bobbled in right field, and here comes Peltz to score. Into second is Lessig, and Lincoln East strikes first, 1-0.
Yeah, it's a tough sun out there. A little communication between second base and right field. Stenson couldn't find it. Then with the bobble, allowed the base runner, Lasik, to advance. And all Lasik was trying to do was an extension of a bunt. He just wanted to put the ball in play. That's why he just kind of like half swing punched it out to right field. Ended up getting a Texas leaguer, extending it into a double.
But how about the effort by Peltz? He stopped at third base, but then saw the ball bobbled and ended up coming home to score. So Lessig now in scoring position for Carter Harms, who lays down a bunt. Sack fields it on to first. It's high off the bag, and he's safe. Too high of a throw for Gabe Ruiz to handle, and he was off the bag, and Carter Harms beats the throw.
Yeah, fundamentals are weighing huge on this game early on. Lincoln East just kind of put on a clinic. The scenario reset itself with a runner at second base, no one behind, so go ahead, try and manufacture a run. Lay down the bunt. They do it again to perfection and also get a base hit out of it with a high throw.
So that was just a rush throw from the pitcher, Grayson Sack, and that'll be an error on the play for Sack. They also gave an error on the last play by the right fielder Stenson to allow Peltz to come home to score.
And this is where you can't get too frustrated with this Grayson Sack. The sophomore has got to keep his head here. He's only given up one base hit technically, and that was just a grounder that found its way by the second baseman.
Bunt shown again. Strike one called to Joey Senstock. This is the guy that maybe you don't want the bunt sign on. Look at the numbers for Senstock. 459, the best average on the team. 17 hits. 3 triples, a team best as well, to go along with 4 doubles.
Oh, he's licking his chops with a couple of ducks on the pond here. Runners in the corners.
Oh, he got a good pitch there and just took it. Strike 2 out on the outside corner for Grayson Sack. Sack again, one of the few sophomores for this Islander squad. Getting the start on the mound. Runners out the corners, nobody out. Lincoln East trying to do some damage early. Runner goes to second, and it's fouled off, and actually looks like Harms threw on the brakes, kind of a bluff to second. This is where teams can get some tricky movement going on first to third, maybe fake the runner to second and get that guy home from third. We'll see what Lincoln East draws up here.
Well, the Spartans have an early lead, runner on third base, no outs. They can gamble a little bit here. Perfect spot for it.
I would love to see it right here. Sack will pick off to first, and back in safely is Carter Harms. So runners at the corners, 0-2, nobody out. Prime opportunity for the Lincoln East shortstop, Joey Senstock, Nebraska commit. Fastball popped to the right side and out of play. Senstock stays alive.
Yeah, you can see the power that Senstock brings to the plate. Not just the defense. We saw him make a fabulous defensive play to close out the side the previous half inning. Here he is fighting off pitches, staying alive with the runner at third base.
It's another pitch seen. Runner goes this time, pitches outside. They throw through, and it gets into center field. Another run's going to come home, and going to third will be Carter Harms. 2-0 on the throwing error by Grand Island. That's going to be their third error of the game already.
Yeah, and another unearned run coming across the plate here. Grayson Sack, and he's part of this. He didn't help himself with that little bunt. He was unable to deliver a nice throw over to first base, left it a little high, pulled the first baseman off the bag. This kind of feels like the wheels are coming off a little bit here for the Islander defense.
Breaking ball, fouled back by Senstock, and what a job he's doing to stay alive. But you can't beat the other team when you're beating yourself too, and that's what the Islanders are doing early. Throwing error just a moment ago by the catcher Gage Gannon. Too far off the plate, off the second base bag, rather. But he amends for that error for now and makes a great block to keep that runner at third.
I think you're seeing an adjustment from the defense. Head coach Kirby Wells saying, forget about third base. Get back on defense. Let's get an out. Let's worry about first base and generating that first out.
Defense straight up for Senstock. Fastball grounded to third past the diving third baseman Kostler. Another run home for the Spartans. They've got a crooked number here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, just a fabulous piece of hitting there from Joey Senstock, ripping one down the third base line. Picking up another RBI on the season.
So that'll be another unearned run as the throwing error comes out, and Kirby Wells is going to call time, and it's actually assistant coach Lance Nelson making the trip out there to talk to the mounds. And if you're Lance Nelson, Andy, what are you telling your starting pitcher in your infield right now?
Settle down, make the plays, right? You guys made this championship game for a reason. You're about 5 games above 500 for a reason. And we've played with these guys before. We're ahead 2-0 heading into the third inning just a week ago. And now we're giving up some errors. We're not making plays on defense like we're used to doing. We need to settle back down and start playing Grand Islander baseball. I think he just went out there to try and calm down the troops.
So 3-0. 3 hits in the inning for Lincoln East, but no outs. So GI still looking for that first out here. It'll be the 8-hole hitter now, Mason Gaines for Lincoln East, the senior, batting .343 on the year. He's got 12 hits. He swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1.
This kind of reminds you of a vintage, like New York Yankees type of lineup, right? Where your 8 holes hitting .343. That's just not fair.
A lot of these guys, as we look up and down the Lincoln East roster, no starters besides a couple under 200. Runner goes to second, and it gets away from the shortstop. That ball was in time, but the shortstop, Dinkelman, could not catch it, and stealing second is Joey Senstock.
And, Ryan, this is where things can get out of hand, and Lincoln East can just jump on you. Now that they have that lead, a 3-0 lead, no outs, they can really gamble or kind of press the issue on the base path, and that's what you're seeing right now.
Lincoln East, plenty of stolen bases on the season. Showing bunts, taking the pitch outside on the curveball from Sack. Again, we mentioned just 8 pitches for him in the first inning, but now he's thrown 19 pitches and has not recorded an out in the second.
And Lincoln East still playing fundamentally sound, trying to generate a run. You saw the bunt come out there trying to move the runner from second to third.
That's where Senstock is. Bunt down by Gaines. It's heading foul. Had a lot of the fairground territory initially, but trickles foul.
That also forces the defense to come up and make a play. You've had a couple of errors committed here early on, and Lincoln East is just continuing to put the ball in play and allowing Ryan Valenta good things to happen for him.
GI reeling right now. Got to get back on the horse here if they want to stay in this ball game. Otherwise, Lincoln East, a team that will be in prime position to run away with it. The 2-2 count to Mason Gaines. Sack delivers. Strike 3, beautiful fastball, locked him up on the inside corner, and there finally is your first out of the inning after 4 batters.
And we've seen that from the umpire behind the plate. He's extending that strike zone out. I like that. I don't like those real tight strike zones, even in collegiate baseball. Force those batters to get that bat off their shoulder.
Lance Nelson, assistant coach for GI, told us before the game that Sack will throw a 2-seam and 4-seam. That appeared to be the 2-seam right there and just backed up in the front door. So now the last in the lineup, Tanner Peterson, takes strike 1 on the outside corner. And Peterson is one that lone starter not hitting above 300. Slow start to the season for him, just hitting 231. 6 hits in 26 tries this year. But 5 runs driven in. He's looking for number 6 right now, I would have to guess. 3-0, 1 out, long look in. Sack finally delivers ball 1.
Trying to dial up that outside corner, paint that corner once again. Right idea.
These are 2 teams that meet up with each other pretty much every year. If we look at the all-time series for them, very even. Lincoln East, actually Grand Island, rather, as there's ball 2 down low. Grand Island actually holds the all-time series advantage since 2008. Grand Island leads that series 15-14.
Yeah, a couple mainstays, powerhouse programs, if you will. Saw a former Grand Islander go yard for the Huskers, just a couple days ago. Cole Evans, also the quarterback for a number of years.
Few Grand Island guys on that Husker roster, as there have been in the past few years, too. 3-1 now is Grayson Sack, as good of a first inning as he had. It's just hard. giving up 3 runs and trying to keep going, especially when you're up against the number 1 team in the state down by 3 runs.
Yeah, you're seeing 3 runs in the second off of 3 hits with 3 errors. You do not need to help a team out.
And Zach just did again.
Yeah.
That's a walk with 1 out. Does set up the double play now. And it'll bring up the top of the order, Jeter Worthley. So first time through the lineup for Lincoln East. 3 hits, but a couple more reached on a walk and an error. And still just 1 out in this inning. But GI could turn an inning-ending double play if they please here. Jeter Worthley, leadoff for the guy. For the Spartans, the leadoff guy, the words that tried to escape there. Takes strike 1 with 1 out here.
You mentioned the double play a couple of times there. You know, Grayson Sack has been using or trying to use his defense, so that's totally in play here if he can get a ball on the ground.
Both shortstop Dinkelman and Foley paying close attention to Joey Senstock at second base. Good four-seam fastball there, and got the corner there. Jeter Worthley now down in the count, 0-2.
Excellent location. That's going to force the leadoff man Worthley here to really protect. Down in the count, 2 strikes on the board.
See what Sack comes up with here. Fastball, and just gets a piece of it, does Worthley. He stays alive, and that's something that Lincoln East has been doing very well. You saw Joey Senstock foul off at least 3 balls.
Yeah, extending those at bats, fighting off tough pitches, especially when they have 2 strikes on them.
Still no 2 count. Grayson Sack trying to put away Worthley, but he calls time. Still just 1 out in the second inning. First and second base occupied for the Spartans. 0-2 breaking ball just misses outside, and it's 1-2. And if you can get some few more runs in the second inning, you can kind of play. You don't want to let up on defense, but you can definitely afford to be more aggressive and more loose and go a little bit out of the book, if you will. But still plenty of ball game left to play. 1-2 breaking ball, strike 3, and Jeter Worthley just nods his head, says, "Good pitch, you got me." Big second out for Grayson Sack.
Excellent movement on that ball, moving left to right. It snuck across the inside corner, and you got to admire, you mentioned it, Jeter Worthley there, not arguing or looking twice at the umpire, just nodding his head and saying, "Yep, that got in there. I'm struck out." You know.
Here's that dangerous hitter, A.J. Ivasco. He sent a ball to right field, warning track his last time up. He's going to send it to left field this time, but shallow. The left fielder, Aarons, gets over and makes the play for out number 3. Lincoln East breaks through. 3 runs on 3 hits and 3 Grand Island errors. They are in front right now. The Islanders will try to answer in the top of the 3rd.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Great second inning for the Lincoln East Spartans in this ball game. That second inning today brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Top of the 3rd, going to be a steady dose of Carter Mick keeping going here for the Lincoln East Spartans. 2 scoreless innings, and he has just faced 1 over the minimum so far, Andy. He looks really, really good.
He looks very comfortable out there. Now he has a few runs to work with. And Grand Island kind of obliged, hurting themselves there with those 3 errors in the bottom of that second inning.
Both teams already playing today, as we mentioned. Lincoln East beating Kearney earlier in the noon game. They beat them 8-3, and Grand Island just took care of Lincoln Southwest 6-2 right before this. So you got to wonder, why does the top team in the state get a little break and we don't? We got to play an extra game. It's always tough, but, the adrenaline for these guys, for these Grand Island team, they want to go up against that number one team, and they want to do everything they can to try and shock the world here. First batter of the inning, the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. It's Ryan Kostler, the third baseman. He's ahead 2-0. Make it 3-0 as Carter Mick might have jinxed him a little bit. He's missed the zone on the first 3.
Well, the Islanders have to look at this as basically a doubleheader, right? Just that you're playing 2 different teams with the opportunity to come home with a conference championship. So I think they're okay with the scenario and how it's played out. And also, they're the 3 seed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So it's not like they didn't have an expectation to make some noise in this Heartland Athletic Conference tournament.
So there's a leadoff walk. Ryan Kostler, he gets 4 straight pitches to get on first, and that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Gage Gannon, the backstop for the Islanders. Kostler draws attention, but no throw. Carter Mick doesn't have a super quick or super good pickoff move, but when you're pumping it in the zone on the mounds, you can almost let the guys steal and just take care of the guys at the plate.
Well, he's a tall lefty, so he probably has some sneaky move that he doesn't show very often, where he's just honed in at home plate and basically a no-look throw back to first. A lot of those lefties do that.
Liner knocked down by the second baseman Harms. He'll have to go to first in a great play, and he goes down to a knee, and that probably got him a little bit in an unprotected area, but he makes the outs and the first out of the inning.
You're saying Harms took on a little harm there. Excellent job, though, all joking aside. Setting a good base, using himself as a backstop, keeping that ball in front of him, then sticking with the play, getting it out at first.
Excellent play there. That instant replay brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care, incredibly close. Now 1 out, runner in scoring position for GI. That's the first time they've had a runner past first base. Back at the top of the order in Ethan Foley. See what the lefty can come up with. Again, they're shifting Foley over almost like he's a left-handed hitter. Peltz playing in left center field. The left fielder, and Mason Gaines playing off to the right center field location, just to our right of that 400 sign. Short to the corners here at Den Hartog and Lincoln. 320 to the corners, 360 to the alleys, and 400 to dead center field. And Mick finds the strike zone there for a 1-1 count.
Yeah, the outfield definitely is shifted over, trying to play the wind a little bit. And once again, with that right-handed batter, Mick just pumping gas, as you mentioned. He's staying ahead of these hitters for Grand Island with that fastball.
Ethan Foley, 10 hits coming into this game. Pickoff, nothing doing at second base. Ryan Kostler stands there. Kostler has 3 stolen bases on the season, but can't anticipate he'd be going anywhere just with 1 out and down by 3. Mick does give him a look, delivers. Breaking ball, that misses just high. And the count 2-1 to the Grand Island leadoff hitter. He flew out to start off the game to right field. 0 for 1 on the day.
Now he's worked a really nice count here, 3-1. He's got to be thinking fastball. Probably a low fastball if he wants to go down and try and get it.
Throws it up and away. Now 2-2. 3-1. Good chance for the Islanders here. It's always tough to give up a bunch of runs and stay in the game, but this is the opportunity for them to do it here right now. If they want a shot at their first Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship in 6 years. Check swing. They're going to back pick to second. Strong throw from Worthley, but too late as Kostler gets back in.
Senstock had to come off the bag to go field that. It's a lot of confidence in your shortstop and second baseman to field it if you're not going to put on a line right at the bag.
They did call that last pitch a strike on a swing, on a check swing. So Foley now with a full count. Mick takes a couple looks. Swing and a miss. Changeup looked like down low, and Foley goes down. He's 0 for 2.
Fooled the batter with that changeup. Bottom dropped out. Another strikeout. for Mick. Tall lefty.
Now 2 outs in the third inning. Today's third inning brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of pain and not just the symptoms. GI trying to break through here. They've got a leadoff walk and advance that man to second. Haven't been able to score him yet. Big wave, no contact for Sam Dinkelman. That's that breaking ball right there that Mick brought out there. We've talked about how good his fastball is, but that breaking ball right there too.
Now, Carter Mick's done a really nice job mixing up his pitches, keeping these hitters off balance.
0-1, runner at second. Mick's delivery, breaking ball, lofted shallow in center field. Hats go flying, but a glove is there. It's Mason Gaines to put it away, and the top of the third inning, Grand Island is held scoreless once again. Bottom of the third inning coming up. We'll send you over to Andy Klassen right after this.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
Lincoln East coming back up, trying to pad their lead. Coming up in the bottom of the third inning, Garrett Springer, Troy Peltz, Owen Lessig due up for the Spartans. Number one team in Class A right now, showing you why. Taking an advantage of every little mistake that Grand Island has given them so far. 3 errors on the GI defense. He's trying to go back to back, and that's a swing, and I believe that might have hit or a foul ball off Garrett Springer. Umpire called foul ball. Probably tipped off his foot there. Springer down to the count 0-1.
Either way, it's a strike, and you mentioned how Lincoln East have a couple of really nice seasons back-to-back here. The returning champs trying to go back-to-back here for this conference championship. And, you know, they're 15-1 right now, and the only loss they have was to Millard South. You mentioned that. That game went to extra innings, so not too many people have gotten the better of Lincoln East past couple of seasons.
0-2 pitch. Pitch up high, 1-2 to Garrett Springer. He flew out to end the first inning. It was a 1-2-3 inning for Grayson Sack, the Grand Island pitcher, on just 8 pitches. But then he ended up throwing 33 pitches in the second inning. But he responds with the first batter with a strikeout. And that is the third strikeout for Mr. Sack.
See him go to a different pitch there. Bottom totally dropped out, fooled the batter. And I like this faith that you're seeing in this young pitcher, Grayson Sack, from head coach Kirby Wells. Let him fight through that last inning. You know, things didn't go right for him. A couple of errors we mentioned. But I thought his location and how he was pitching, that was okay. The defense just kind of let him down a little bit, including himself, not fielding that the bunt that went right back to him.
Exactly. Sack's got a lot in the tank. There's a good breaking ball there. That finds the top of the zone to Troy Peltz. Peltz got us going with the first base runner and hit of the game in the second inning. He came around to score, but going back on Sack, he last pitched against Kearney, and he threw 97 pitches in that game, so we know he can go quite a ways longer if he needs to, but defense got to sharpen up a little bit.
And you mentioned Peltz, you know, hitting is contagious. He was able to punch one through the right side, and then the bats just kind of caught fire for Lincoln East. Excellent contact hitters, and sometimes that's all you need to kind of start a rally, and that's what we saw that last inning.
It's like the saying goes, hitting is contagious. 3-1, up high, ball 4, and a one-out walk delivered by Grayson Sack. On base for the second time, Troy Peltz. So good starts there after the leadoff out. Peltz on first base brings up Owen Lessig, the right fielder, he singled and scored in the second inning. Peltz, Lessig, and Senstock, the 3 hits of the game so far. For either team, Grand Island still with the goose egg in the hits column in their first 3 at-bats. Lessig takes the breaking ball. Great stop behind the plate by Gage Gannon.
Gannon, nice job going down, keeping that ball in front, eyes on the runner.
And it's hard, too, because this is a turf field. Haven't mentioned that yet. If you're not familiar with Den Hartong, turf got some artificial soft spots in it, could be, and there's that smoke to left field, and it's over the head, just over the glove of the left fielder, Ahrens. Getting the green light, coming all the way around is Troy Peltz, and he will score without a throw. RBI double for Owen Lessig puts the Spartans up 4-0.
Excellent piece of hitting, just a rope out to left field, and just misplayed by that left fielder. Kind of took a half step in, then kind of got lost. Tried to make a last-ditch effort at getting some leather on it, but that ball sailed over top the glove.
So that one had almost gotten over the fence, too. You saw that high hop off the turf, almost got over the fence. That would have been a break for Grand Island, as that would have been a ground rule double and not allowed the run to score. But Lincoln East ahead 4-0. RBI double for Owen Lessig. It's Carter Harms. Lessig to third base. The throw there is in time.
Yep.
Guns him down. Gage Gannon throws out the would-be base stealer. And that is how Lincoln East makes the second out on the base paths.
But we've seen Lincoln East kind of force the issue, press the issue throughout here after they got that 1-0 lead. Even Peltz that last time, stretching that, picking up an RBI for his buddy. See the same thing with the lacing with a steal attempt getting caught.
Comebacker, hello. Good play by Grayson Sack to snag the one hopper on the comebacker, and that ends the third inning, but Lincoln East gets another run. They lead 4-0. Top of the fourth inning coming up on NCN Sports.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, lawn and garden tractor, or gator, every piece of equipment in our inventory is ready to work hard for your operation. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Stop by your local Landmark Implement or learn more at landmarkimp.com to experience the Landmark difference.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Three complete in the books in the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. Lincoln East holds the 4-0 advantage over the Grand Island Islanders. First pitch swinging and fouling off the pitch is Braxton Barrientos, as he's the guy that's been the main offensive guy. After that swing, he's coming up a little limp, holding that left calf, it looks like. It is a windy, partly chilly day. He swings and misses at that one, and something's hurting in Barrientos right now, and they're going to call time and check on the Islander three-hole hitter. He tweaked something, it looked like, after that first swing, and it looks like it is a calf trying to stretch that left leg, as you can see over there, hands on knees.
Barrientos batting .475, and that was an awkward swing. He was looking in for that fastball, got out in front of it, kind of had a hitch in that swing a little bit, and then punched it off to the right side. Then Mick, the crafty left-hander for Spartans, not a quick pitch, but it was a quick delivery, putting one right back in there, forcing Barrientos to swing the bat or take a strike, eat a strike. Just a smart play there from the mound from a really good pitcher.
So he digs back in. He'll appear to be all right. Breaking ball this time from Mick is outside. Mick, the left-hander, making that other start, his 5th start of the season. He has looked very, very good so far. As Barrientos, a towering shot, putting up his hands as Peltz. But Senstock, the shortstop, is going to see it, and basically out in left field, the shortstop makes the grab. Troy Peltz threw up his arms immediately, saying, I have no idea where the baseball is. Luckily, Joey Senstock did.
Senstock not only tracked it off the bat, but kept his eyes on it the whole way as he was drifting deeper and deeper into left field, and then also allowing for that wind to kind of bring it back to him from that shortstop position.
Swinging first pitch, fouling it off as Ian Ahrens. Ahrens was the first base runner of the game for Grand Island. He walked in the second, but was left stranded as Mick retired the next 3.
Yeah, that defensive play there from Senstock, you don't really talk about it too much at a collegiate game or a pro game, an MLB game, because you just expect every pop-up to be caught. But that was a very tough play with the left fielder coming up empty, losing the ball off the bat.
We also got to watch for those foul balls there. Den Hartog, the soccer and football field right behind us on the left side, too. So there is currently a soccer game going on right now. And wave and a miss, to put it lightly, for Ian Ahrens, who well off of that breaking ball from Carter Mick, who strikes out the batter. That's his 6th punch-out.
Mick continues to deal excellent command, not only of his fastball, but his junk. You just saw that move way off the plate.
So it'll be Gabe Ruiz trying to get that first hit for GI. They still have not recorded the hits. They've gotten 2 base runners on ball 4 by Carter Mick, but nothing in the hit column. Look out, way inside, and getting out of the way, Gabe Ruiz. Ruiz, one of 6 strikeout victims of Carter Mick so far in the ball game. And Mick, working quickly, gets the swing and the miss there, as late on the fastball that time is Ruiz. Count goes 2-1. Outfield shifted to the right side again, and good pitch there. Fastball on the inside corner for strike 2. Mick shakes off a sign, likes the second one. Looped into left center, and that is going to be the first base hit of the game. It's Gabe Ruiz just serving it ever so softly where the defense wasn't, and he's on first with 2 outs.
That's okay. That's a nice piece of hitting there from Ruiz. Just trying to protect, just put some bat on ball, allowed one to drop one in over top of the shortstop. I think Mick wanted to just go at him, challenge him, right? He called off a pitch, wanted to go to strike zone, right back down the middle. Good on the sophomore, Gabe Ruiz, for jumping on it. And maybe not the most powerful hit we've ever seen, but good for a base hit.
I'm going to say, yes, Mick did shake off a sign, and that was a breaking ball that he threw, so you'd have to guess he shook off a fastball. But then, waiting on it, Ruiz put it in a perfect spot. He stands at first. Jack Stenson fouls it back to the parking lot. Look out, NCN truck. Headed close to our truck there. Danny, hope you guys missed that foul ball there. Back. Carter Mick looking very good. Breaking ball back to him, gets through. The second baseman will glove flip to Senstock. How about the play from Harms to end the inning? GI gets their first hit of the game, but no damage done. After 4+ innings, GI trails it 4-0. Spartans looking to add on in the bottom of the 4th. This is NCN Sports.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, a wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Want the perfect SUV for your busy lifestyle? You'll find it at Dinsdale Hyundai with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, Motor Trend's 2023 SUV of the year. Modern styling, America's best warranty, and the highest possible safety rating. Plus, with a range of up to 303 miles, stopping for gas is a thing of the past. The future of EV technology is here in Grand Island. Stop by Dinsdale Hyundai and test drive the Ioniq 5 today.
Let's continue Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship Baseball. Lincoln East up 4-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning here. Grayson Sachs still back out on the mound for the Islanders. He's given up 4 runs on 4 hits. It's Joey Senstock who was on the receiving end of that phenomenal play to end the top of the fourth inning, where it was Harms to Senstock, the glove flip. That'll make for a nice highlight later on. It's 0-2 quickly. Senstock goes fish and comes up empty. 3 pitches, disposes of the leadoff man, and good pitch for Grayson Sack. So now 8-9 and 1 due up for Lincoln East, finishing up their second time through the lineup in the fourth inning. Today's fourth inning sponsored by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Fouled off on the first pitch for Mason Gaines. Gaines, the center fielder, in his first at-bat, he struck out looking in the second. The 0-1 from Sack, grounded sharply to second. Diving play by Foley. Gets up, throws to first in time. Heads up, and great play by the second baseman Foley for the second out.
5'9" senior Foley did a fabulous job moving quick from our left to his right, and then also getting back up to his feet in time to deliver a strike to first base. Yeah, we've seen these second basemen kind of flash the leather here, haven't we?
Put a star next to that one. So, yes, both second basemen in the fourth inning making some dazzling plays, and 2 up, 2 down for Grayson Sack and Grand Island. First pitch finds the top of the zone for a strike to the 9-hole hitter, Tanner Peterson. The third baseman walked in the second, was left stranded.
And that's where Sack's been at his best, when he's been able to get on top of these hitters, ahead in the count early.
Tanner Peterson. Last hope for Lincoln East in the bottom of the fourth inning. And Grayson Sack looking really good this inning. Must just be the even second inning. That second inning's been the only one that's given him the fifth so far. He did allow a run in the third, but it was just that one run. Grounded to the shortstop. Dinkelman charges on the run. Good play. And the middle infield for Grand Island showing off the leather in the fourth inning to hang a Spartan 0. GI trying to keep themselves in the game. We're halfway done. 4 innings in the books. The final 3 innings will be right after this on NCN Sports.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Salas weaving in, weaving out, and skying for...
Hey, sports fans, looking for a convenient pit stop before or after the game? Look no further than Good To Go convenience stores. We're here to keep you going. Fuel up your tank with a refreshing drink and grab one more snack for the road. Good To Go, your winning play for game day.
And hey, I can dunk it too.
Good To Go convenience stores. Fuel up for the game locations in Lincoln, York, Geneva, Bruning, and Hebron.
Four innings in the book at Den Hartog Field in Lincoln, Nebraska. The Heartland Athletic Conference Championship being played here. Lincoln East and Grand Island. With 3 innings left, Carter Mick still on the mound for Lincoln East. He's been phenomenal so far. Just gave up his first base hit of the game last inning, but still no runs on the scoreboard. 7, 8, and 9 due up for GI. Zen and Sack, Ryan Kostler, and Gage Gannon.
And you mentioned it there, Ryan. Now you're starting to look at how many outs are left. Grand Island down to the last 9 outs. They got to start making something happen here on the offensive side of the diamond. Not exactly the way you envision it, though, starting with your 7, 8, 9 hitters.
7, 8, and 9. Already been through once through the lineup. There's strike 2 quickly to Zenon Sack. Bottom 3 of the lineup, 0 for 2 with a walk so far, but then again, just 1 hit courtesy of Gabe Ruiz in the last inning. Good breaking ball there. That one almost found the zone for a backward K, but just outside. Zenon Sack, the designated hitter, grounded out to the shortstop, but he's going to foul tip it into the mitts. So strike 2. It's now a 1-2 count. Carter Mick shakes off a sign, delivers, and fouls it out of play. Sack stays alive.
Yeah, that's not a place you want to be as a hitter when you have a pitcher like Mick, who's been dealing this entire game, get on top of you ahead in the count 1-2. Use any one of his 4 pitches that we've seen here this afternoon.
Sack just appearing in his 10th game this season. 2-seamer, and that one bends off the plates and outside for ball 2.
But just as we saw with that breaking ball, that fastball just off the plate, flirting with that punch out.
Chopper to the foul area, and it stays foul. Almost looked like it was going back to the pitcher, but goes foul to the left side, to the right side rather. Sack on the year, just 3 hits. He's knocked in 1 run, but small sample size, just 14 at-bats for him on the season. Doing the designated hitting today. And if you're at Grand Island, you just got to do whatever you can to hopefully get this Lincoln East starter out of the game here. Fouled off on the payoff pitch, and Zenon Sack staying alive, making Carter Mick work here.
Well, the Islander offense, they just got to be thinking about getting base runners. Down 4 runs right now, you're not 1 batter away from tying it up.
1 hopper, fielded on a hop, and out at first. The play made by Troy Peterson. Peterson to Evasco for the first out of the inning.
Peterson kind of showcasing his arm strength, his arm talent over there in the hot corner, zipping one across the infield.
And correction, that is Tanner Peterson. Troy Peltz. Tanner Peterson, 2 guys with semi-similar names. 1 out here. Swinging first pitch is Ryan Kostler over to Joey Senstock, the Husker commit. Throws to another D1 commit, gets the outs. 2 up, 2 down for Carter Mick and the Spartans.
Now you're starting to see Carter Mick utilize his defense a little bit early in the game. We saw him with strikeout after strikeout. Now he's manufacturing outs, utilizing the defense through the ground ball.
Carter Mick in his last outing threw 85 pitches. He is now at 77 pitches in this outing so far in 4 2/3 innings of work. Ball 1 to your 9-hole hitter, Gage Gannon. And if you can just limit the order you can just limit the batting order to bat twice through 4 innings. I'd say that's pretty good work there. That's what Carter Mick is on pace to do if he can retire Gage Gannon here.
That one got away from him a little bit, but overall he's looked very comfortable out on the bump here this afternoon.
A lot of close misses and then just the occasional bad misses, and strike 2, and you can see the little nod by the catcher Gannon says, yep, that was a strike, and I'm going to get my pitcher to throw that same thing next inning.
I was going to say he would know. He's the catcher.
Deuces wild, up high for ball 3. Count goes full. Wind still whipping pretty heavily, and the American flag just off the field to the right, blowing from left to right. Payoff. Ground ball sharply. Senstock again. Gobbles it up. Throws over. 1-2-3 inning for Carter Mick and the Spartans, with 5 consecutive zeros on the defensive end of the scoreboard. They're in control right now. They've got just 6 more outs to get before they win this game. But we don't want to throw in the towel too early. Still plenty of baseball left to be played. Bottom of the 5th coming up.
A new year. A fresh start. A resolution to grow more. Gain more. Give more. The process is the same. Plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we. Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for our full broadcast schedule.
Bottom of the fifth inning, Lincoln East coming up to bat against Grand Island. Their offense stuttering so far, but what a route they've taken to get here. And highlight the Islanders last year. They made the state tournament in 2023 as the 8th seed in Class A, and they turned a lot of heads and shocked some faces too. They lost in the opening round to the top seed Millard West, went to the consolation bracket. They upset Gretna. They upset Creighton Prep. And then they ended up going on to beat Millard West to get to that final championship game in the first brackets to force a winner-take-all second game, but Millard West won again. So the Islanders turned some heads last year, as they're well on pace to hopefully make it back this year. A very nice 10-4 record, but again, they're running into the top team in Class A right now, and that top team Class A set to begin their third time through the lineup.
Just a phenomenal tradition out there in Grand Island. It's just a program, right? It's a baseball program year in, year out. So even when they might have an off year compared to their standards, you're not necessarily surprised when, oh boy, it's tournament time and the Islanders have come to play.
Breaking ball swung on by Jeter Worthley, lifted into center field. Broxton Barrientos started well off to his left, probably had to run about 15 steps to his left with the wind to make that grab.
That looked like me off the tee box. That looked like my slice there, just moving, just pushing that ball further and further to the right, saying, hang on, stay on the fairway.
We actually call that a power fade.
Oh, okay.
We like to be nice to ourselves. We don't use the slice word here. One up and one down for Grand Island. Smoked into center field for Ivasco. He's got his first hit of the ball game. That one-out single puts him on at first.
A.J. Vasco having himself a ball game, staying on top of that one, driving that one right back up the center of the barrel. No play to be had. Perfectly hit line drive.
Vasco's fourth hit today. He was 3 for 4 in the first game against Kearney with 2 doubles. So he's now got his fourth hit on the day and a couple of RBIs for him in that first game. He's at first. It's the designated hitter, Garrett Springer. Springer takes a fastball out on the corner for strike one. In that first game against Kearney at noon, Garrett Springer had a home run. That's a tall guy, one of the few guys not wearing sleeves. You know, that is a mark of a competitor right there. You're wearing short sleeves in this weather here in Lincoln where it's super gusty. But in this red flag warning, it's 58 right now, but the wind chill making it probably a little bit colder out there, especially with the shadows coming in here at the field. 0-2. Down low, blocked by the catcher Gannon. Good pitch by Sack to try and get a chase there by Springer, but he does not oblige.
Yeah, Springer, one of those big, powerful guys, and I think it gets lost. He bats for a great average, .457 average, but you mentioned the home run the previous game. His RBI numbers starting to pile up for him, so he's not only hitting a good percentage, he's got a little pop behind that.
Runner going. The throw down to second from Gannon is there, but it gets away from the shortstop Dinkelman, and A.J. Ivasco swipes the base. Ivasco with his 7th stolen base this season. That is good for the second best on the team. Jeter Worthley, the catcher. How about that? Just a random fact there. The catcher leads your team in stolen bases this year. How about that?
Yeah, Worthley he's there's a reason we got to interview him last year for Player of the Game. In this very game, does just everything at such a high level for the Spartans.
Springer in the box, 2-2, way outside in the left-handed batter's box. It's a full count pitch. Bottom of the 5th inning. We got the 4 and 5 due afterwards. Today's 5th inning brought to you also by Sartor Heyman. Jewelers, stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. Breaking ball misses outside, and from 0-2 to ball 4. And the pitcher, Grayson Sack, looking in, wondering where that pitch was. It was very close on the edge, but no call there.
Springer's going to get that courtesy runner, but that's what really helps your average when you're able to battle back, get yourself out of trouble, and then earn that walk, putting another duck on the pond here for the Lincoln East Spartans.
So pinch runner in the game. Carter McPeak will take over the designated hitter, Garrett Springer, on first base. I do believe it is kind of like a courtesy runner. Pitchers and catchers get courtesy runner, but Springer, I believe, still eligible to re-enter in that designated hitting role. That's why they call it a designated hitter. You're not a designated runner, right?
Exactly.
One out, bottom of the fifth. First and second for the Spartans. A.J. Avasco at second. Garrett Springer, courtesy runner. McPeak at first. Breaking ball gets away all the way to the screen, and both runners move up second and third now with one out. Another wild pitch there, and got to credit Gage Gannon. Try as he may, he has done a heck of a job behind the plate, but some of those, especially with the turf, you just can't block.
And was able to locate that one right away, negating any type of play at the plate. But that's where this designated runner comes into play. You get some wheels out there, a little bit of speed. You know, Springer, the big, strong guy, might not be the fastest guy on the base path, able to utilize a burner out there at second base in the spot.
Troy Peltz shows bunts, pulls it back as that was nowhere close to the strike zone. So now you got two ducks on the pond. Got McPeak at second and Avasco at third. Lincoln East trying to get runs number 5 and 6, perhaps even 7 here. 4-0. Lincoln East leads. That one is crushed to right field. If it's fair, it is a foul ball. If that was fair, that was long gone. But just too early on the swing for Troy Peltz, and a loud strike one.
My goodness, he turned on that one. I think that's one of those cases where the wind probably didn't help him. It might have held on had the ball not being pushed so fiercely from left to right.
Peltz connected there. Probably the hardest hit baseball of the game for sure, but nothing to show for it. So now 2-1 count, and what does the mind of Grayson Sack think now? Oh, my gosh, he just crushed that pitch. I got to be careful now. And that's where, as a pitcher, you can start to overthink and maybe make some mental mistakes or physical mistakes, as now he's got Peltz 3-1.
Yeah, batters count here.
See what Peltz can do if he gets a good pitch to hit here. First base is open. Sack delivers a breaking ball, and great pitch there. And Peltz either taking all the way or sitting fastball there, and does not pull the trigger.
You got to like that pitch section there from Sack. You know, a little high, a little away from that batter. If he wants to try and pull that one, he's going to have to get out way in front.
Now count full. Peltz crushes it. A liner to right field towards the fence. It's off the wall. That'll score 1. Here comes McPeak. He gets the late stop sign and overrunning the base, but back safe. Troy Peltz overran second base, but the shortstop Dinkelman didn't realize it, and Peltz able to dive back in safely.
Dinkelman was looking the runner back to third base, lost sight of the guy right in front of him. That could have been an easy out for the Islanders. But
So
what
again,
a hit. Another frozen rope to the wall. Peltz, my goodness, swinging a hot bat here this afternoon.
That one hit the wall on the fly, and you see Peltz diving in there. Dinkelman had no idea, and with that turf, it's a little tough to slide. So, visit to the mound for Lance Nelson as his starter out on the mound, Gage Sack, now with 76 pitches. So, just one run on the single, the double there, rather, as McPeak will stand at third after the mound visit, second and third with one out, 5-0 ball game after the RBI double from Troy Peltz, and he is on base for the third time today in his second hit as well.
Yeah, Grayson Sack, the sophomore pitcher for Grand Island, he's battled here this afternoon, but you got to think his leash is getting a little shorter here as you're starting to see Lincoln East get some really good wood, some good lumber on the baseball here in these later innings.
Purple jerseys standing up in the Grand Island bullpen, but it doesn't appear to be anybody be seriously throwing yet. Again, we told you that Grayson Sack threw 97 pitches in his last outing, and he may be the best guy that the Islanders have right now. Infield in for Owen Lessig. Breaking ball misses outside. It's 2-0. Pinch runner Carter McPeak at third. Troy Peltz at second with his RBI double. Owen Lessig, 2 hits already today. Singled and scored in the second. Had an RBI double in the third. Outside corner for strike one. 5 runs, 6 hits.
Yeah,
trying to add on.
Only one out thus far. The double play off the board, a traditional double play with that last double we saw. Just things continue to break the way of the Lincoln East Spartans.
That looked like a pretty good breaking ball there, but it's not called a strike. It's 3-1. Hitters count for Owen Lessig. Ground ball and to the first baseman. Thought about coming home, but wisely Ruiz will make the out at first instead of trying to get the run at home. RBI ground out for Owen Lessig. It's 6-0.
Yeah, and I feel like the first baseman Ruiz made the right choice there. Rather than a 50-50 play at the plate, go ahead and get that for sure out. 1 out closer to getting your offense back in the batter's box.
6-0 game now in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2 outs. Here's Carter Harms. Harms made a nice play in the last inning on defense. He'll take strike one at the top of the zone. Harms got the pink going on. Pink gloves, pink bats. Go with the blue jersey. 2 good complementary colors there.
Little bit of a contrast.
0-1, smoke to right field. Going back is Stenson at the wall, and that is gone. A home run for Carter Harms, a 2-run home run. He puts it out of Den Hartog Field.
He was so excited, kind of tripped over first base there in the celebration, but what a shot. Got it up there in the wind, allowed it to just sail over that right field wall.
Carter Harms' first home run of the year, and a big one, as Lincoln East goes up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Using the wind there, going oppo. How about that?
Yeah, some opposite field power, getting it out of the yard.
Another trip to the mound for assistant coach Lance Nelson, and that is going to be the end of the day for Grayson Sack, the starter did all he could, but unfortunately just Lincoln East offense too good for him. 8-0 pitching change coming up. We'll be right back on NCN Sports.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Join in the next generation of great health at Columbus Fieldhouse, because strong families are vital to a strong community. With the region's most state-of-the-art facility, there's room for fitness, fun, and friends. There's space for all sports: tennis, football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, or golf. Or lace up to try out the track. And on-site services provided by Columbus Community Hospital keep you in the best shape. Be a part of something extraordinary and join us today in taking the next step to a stronger future.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Pitching change for Grand Island here in the bottom of the 5th inning after a 2-run blast from the second baseman Carter Harms, hitting his first home run of the year. The next pitcher for GI out of the bullpen will be Zachary Mader, making his second appearance of the year. He last pitched a week ago on the 4th against Kearney. The Islanders lost that game, but he pitched a scoreless inning in relief. First batter, back after the break, the 7th man to come to the plate for Lincoln East, Joey Senstock.
Yeah, tough batter for you to come to the bump with, but Mader's at 6'2", senior, pitches from the stretch, total relief mode.
0-1, lookouts. A little high and tight there for Senstock, who takes ball 1. It's 1-1 with 2 outs. Lincoln East with 3 in the second, 1 in the third, and 5 runs here so far in the bottom of the 4th. Spartans hit their 8th home run of the year. That's strike 2 there. Spartans with a couple of home runs in the first game. Springer and Worthley hitting balls out against Kearney, and now Carter Harms joining in the over-the-fence party. The 1-2, breaking ball and laying off his Senstock there. That one starts at the right edge of the plate and then just dips off. You know, that's why I'm in the broadcast booth. I'd be swinging at that pitch all day. Don't know how the guys do it.
Pretty good movement. Come from the tall right-hander, Mader.
Mader delivers, ground ball to third, a sliding stop off the glove of Kostler at third, and that should be, we'll see how they score that. Could be an error, could be a hit, but Kostler not able to make the play there. They will rule that an error, and with the error on Kostler, the 4th Islander error, and just not much going right for them today.
No, defensively it's been really, it's been tough for the Islanders, to say the least. Senstock doing what great hitters do, just continuing to pound it, put the ball in play, keeping pressure on the opposition on that defense.
So we'll have a courtesy runner for Lincoln East, the general vicinity, and especially in the roster. No 44 on the roster. Everybody's looking at their sheets here, but a courtesy runner in the game for I don't know if it should be a pinch runner for Joey Senstock, since he's a shortstop there. 8 runs now, and it's up to Mason Gaines now to keep this inning going. First pitch to him is off-speed pitch down low. Delay Odelay announced as the pinch runner for Lincoln East.
And this is where Mader really needs to bear down and just keep hammering, just keep pounding that strike zone.
Yes, pump the zone and let your defense do the work. Or you could just get a swing and a miss right there. That'll play nice, too. Mason Gaines swings and misses.
Very nice comeback pitch that time for Mader.
Gaines on the day, 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out in the 2nd and 4th inning. Gaines, the 8th Spartan to come to the plate in the inning. 1-1 down low in the turf. It's now 2-1, and Shadows covering a little bit of portion of left field. They've been covering home plate for pretty much the whole game. The wind's still a factor, and Mother Nature inserting herself here. Fouled back. Well, that clangs off some iron up at the top of the screen, and 2-2 count for Mason Gaines.
But both teams played earlier today, as we mentioned. I think the winds were actually higher, definitely were, for that Grand Island Lincoln Southwest matchup that we saw previously.
East beats Kearney 8-3 earlier. Grand Island beats Southwest 6-2. GI got on the board early with 2 runs in that game, but no runs to show here in this one. There goes the runner. High, towering fly ball into right field, but that will stay in the park. The right fielder Stenson comes in and puts the squeeze on it for the 3rd out of the inning. Spartans double their lead. They now lead by 8 thanks to a 2-run home run from Carter Harms. Grand Island in some trouble here. Lincoln East will try to hang another 0. 2 innings left on NCN Sports.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've vetted a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Liberty First Credit Union. It's for you. Do you live in Nebraska or the surrounding states? Then it's for you. Want to earn cash back on your transactions? Then it's for you. Are you ready to start banking with purpose? Then Liberty First Credit Union? It's for you. We're not your typical credit union. We support you with personalized banking that's open to everyone. Start banking with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. We're for you.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Lincoln East back out on defense. Carter Mick's day is done. A relief for Grand Island because Carter Mick held the Islanders to no runs on just 1 hit. A new pitcher in the game for Lincoln East is Connor Johnson, the 5'10" senior. Toes the bump for Lincoln East, making his 7th appearance. All in relief. A very nice 1.54 ERA for Johnson. He's just allowed 3 earned runs in 13.2 innings. And how about this right here? 3 walks, 19 strikeouts. Very high strikeout pitcher. We'll see what Connor Johnson can get accomplished on the mound with 6 outs left to work with for the Islanders, down by 8.
That's what head coach Landek's thinking for Lincoln East. Let's slam the door here shut with Connor Johnson, our strikeout machine.
First pitch to the leadoff hitter, Ethan Foley, is cut on and missed. Foley 0 for 2. A lot of 0-fers on the GI team. The only hit coming from their 5-hole hitter, Gabe Ruiz. Good fastball in the outside corner this time, and Johnson finds the edge there. He's ahead, 0-2.
Johnson doesn't waste much motion, gets right into his cadence. Just off the mark that last time.
Just misses on that one outside. It's now 1-2. Johnson pitched yesterday against Lincoln North Star, and look at that breaking ball. Absolutely freezes Ethan Foley. A backwards K starts off the 6th inning.
I mean, that was way outside of the zone, wasn't it? But you saw the movement, drops right back down into it for that strikeout with a little flair to start things off here for Connor Johnson.
Johnson pitched an inning and a third yesterday. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run. Struck out 2 batters through 27 pitches. There's his second base hit, and that could be more for Sam Dinkelman. He rounds the bag, but getting to it quickly is Troy Peltz in left field. And they throw it away, but no advance as Jeter Worthley's right there to back up the throw. So a single with 1 out for Sam Dinkelman, the second hit of the game for GI. And Peltz got it in quickly. They tried to get Dinkelman back at first, but like a good catcher, Jeter Worthley is there.
Yeah, that's why he's playing at the next level. Heads up, always aware of the situation. Nice backup job there in case there was a throwback situation. And Dinkelman, fine piece of hitting, right? Going opposite direction, not trying to overpower, an overpowering style of pitcher. Going opposite field, good for first base.
Dinkelman with his 13th hit of the season so far. He stands at first. Breaking ball hit to the left side. Diving stop by Peterson. Throws it to second for 1 and gets the lead runner for the out. Sparkling play from Tanner Peterson to cut down the lead runner.
Well, it really was, and he weighed his options, got back to his feet. Keep your feet. Get to your feet. Delivered a really nice ball to second base for the takedown, cut down that lead runner.
Excellent play there. The dive from Peterson. Gets up and makes the play to second. You probably have that for sure out at first, but has the state of mind to know that he's got a runner still advancing to second. Pinch hitter now in the 4 hole in Ahrens is sent back for Barrett Obermiller. The 5'10" senior gets the pinch hit appearance. Opportunity here. 2 outs for the Islanders. Good breaking ball, but just low. It's 1-0 to Obermiller. Obermiller appearing in just his 6th game. He is just 1 for 3. A small sample size on the season. Johnson goes with the fastball, misses there, and yes, good eye, like you're about to say. Action in the GI bullpen. They've got another right-hander up and throwing for their next half of the inning. 2-0. Slashes. That one's headed towards a vehicle in the parking lot. Lincoln East 4 outs away from repeating as the Heartland Athletic Conference champions. The 2-1 to Obermiller. Breaking ball. That sneaks in the front door. And that pitch, that's one right there. Looks like it's coming at your head. And to add insult to injury, you've got strike 2 on you now.
Yeah, Barrett almost bailed out of the box that time. Had so much movement on it.
Hit in the air in foul territory. Avasco giving chase. Worthley giving chase. Worthley almost goes into the dugout, but it bounces on top of the dugout, and Obermiller stays alive. If the GI guys weren't on the rail, I bet Worthley was ready to jump up on the rail and jump up on the roof there.
He's probably got the athleticism to do so.
So stays alive, 2-2, runner at first. East dominating this game. Trying to shut the door here in the 6th. Foul ball off the batter, and that got a lower extremity, but Obermiller appears to be all right. And he will stay in.
Doing a really nice job protecting the plate right now. Down on the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
This is a Grand Island team that it's had their fair share of good wins this year. First, the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball in the front door again, caught looking. Connor Johnson strikes out the batter to end it, and another 0 put on the board by the Lincoln East pitching staff in just 2 hits. It's been all Spartans so far. They're going to try and put on some insurance here in the bottom of the 6th. This is the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament on NCN.
Spring is here. For farmers, making safety a priority this planting season can be the difference between life and death. Always look out for power lines before exiting the cab, when loading and transporting machinery, and when raising or unfolding equipment. Keep equipment at least 20 feet from power lines and use a spotter when possible. Be aware of what's overhead. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Lincoln East up 8-0 here in the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. Zachary Mater still out on the mound for Grand Island. He came on in the middle of last inning to relieve the starter Grayson Sack. But 8-0 lead, very healthy for Lincoln East. Some defensive changes for Grand Island. New catcher Trent Verplank replaces Gage Gannon as that pitch is down low for ball 2. And then in left field, replacing the left fielder Ahrens is Jacob Albers. Defense still the same otherwise. It's 2-0 count to the first hitter, Tanner Peterson. Grounds it to third, scooped up by Kostler. He'll throw over to first. Perfect play. That's the first out of the inning. The leadoff man retired.
Nice play from Kostler there, getting in on his glove. Soft hands. Delivers that rope across the infield for the first out of the inning, and that's what Grand Island's been looking for, right? Get that lead runner out.
They did that in the first inning, and the third and the fourth inning. Believe it or not, Lincoln East has only gotten the leadoff man on one time in this game, but they lead 8-0. Here's the top of the lineup. Jeter Worthley and a good breaking ball by Zachary Mader. Worthley takes strike one. Worthley on the day, 0 for 3. Ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout. 0-1. Good pitch there. Finds the outside corner. Got to get me over curveball, and then a painted fastball on the outside edge.
Now the leadoff man's in protect mode, just trying to get on base here.
What will Worthley get here? Mader's delivery. Breaking ball, and Worthley emergency hack gets it. Just a piece of it.
Mentioned he's having maybe a tough game offensively here today, but he's making good contact, putting 3 balls in play. Well, 2 and with the strikeout, but he did go yard earlier today against Kearney.
Breaking ball, and that was a pitch right there for Worthley in his wheelhouse, but just off target. Fouls it back. 8 runs, 7 hits for Lincoln East. No runs, 2 hits, 4 errors for Grand Island. Spartans have had their number all game. 0-2, look out. And that's got the helmet of Jeter Worthley as he is hit by that pitch. Knocks off the lid, but he appears to be all right.
Yeah, look back to his bench saying I'm okay, but still that's a dangerous play. We'll get another look at it here.
Looks like that's the fastball, and oh my, yes, that's right in the back of the helmet, but appears to be all right. Time called.
Kind of looked like a catcher, didn't it?
Yes.
He's used to
watching that pitch all the way in, not taking your eye off it, and
right.
Didn't do it too late until he was already hit. Pitching change for Grand Island. Zachary Mader will give way to a new right-hander. We'll tell you about the right-hander right after the break.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
Pitching change for Grand Island, their third reliever on the mound. It is Edgar Hernandez, a 5'9" senior, making his first appearance as an Islander this year. No stats on the stat sheet this year. He is called on just to probably get the last 2 outs of the inning and hopefully not have to spend any more Grand Island arms as the Islanders have 2 more games tomorrow. First pitch swinging into shallow right center, and it falls for the pinch hitter Kai Berkey. 1 pitch to get him on and give Lincoln East some more momentum, trying to put on some insurance.
He got up to the plate there, wanted to be aggressive, got a pitch he could handle. Texas leaguer there.
Pulled out the Texas wedge.
Yep. The old 60-degree.
That's the wedge indeed. Runner at second base for Jeter Worthley will come in. But the pinch hitter, Kai Berkey, gets the at-bat and gets his 13th hit of the year. And another Lincoln East guy that's hitting over 400 and gets another hit here.
Yeah, so Ryan, you see a hit like that fall, and you want to say, like, man, Lincoln East, they're getting really lucky here this afternoon. Well, you kind of make your own luck in baseball, don't you? They keep putting the ball in play. It's finding the turf. It's finding the field, and they're generating more and more base runners that are turning into runs scored.
So Brody McIntyre announced as the courtesy runner at second base. Hernandez deals and fouls it off. Look at the Lincoln East dugouts. A couple guys reaching for that one, but also have a pinch hitter at the plate as well, replacing Garrett Springer. It's Carter McPeak, who was a courtesy runner earlier in the game, now gets a shot at the at-bat.
McPeak, really nice average, 5-13, batting a .385.
Pitch up high for ball. That's ball 2, rather. 2-1 the count to Carter McPeak. 5 hits, a double, 3 knocked in, stolen a couple of bags. So McIntyre's at second, and McPeak at first. McPeak at the plate, and Berkey at first base.
Got a little wave there from Hernandez, pitching from the stretch. Kind of left that one inside a little further than he would have liked to.
And to see what you got here, 3-1. Fouled off to the left side as, again, we mentioned Hernandez making his first appearance of the year. Just from the coach, throw it down the plates, let your guys get the last few outs, and let's go score 9 afterwards and take the lead. Why don't we?
It's that easy, right?
If only. High school baseball has seen crazier things. The full count pitch to McPeak, high and in, and ball 4. And the bases are juiced with 1 out.
Yeah, and he was inside pretty much the whole way there. That last at-bat was Hernandez. And I tell you what, McPeak was turning on those, sending a couple, one into his own bench, another one down the baseline, eventually drawing a walk on another inside pitch.
So GI with the bases loaded. Another pinch hitter for Lincoln East. It is Brock Anderson, a 6-foot senior. We'll get the at-bat for Troy Peltz. Now, theoretically, Lincoln East, even though they're up by 8, they could walk it off here. A 2-run single could definitely do it. Dropped in there and down for a base hit. The runners had to hold to make sure it wasn't caught. So a 1-run will score, and we'll go station to station. Brock Anderson gets the RBI single, his first run knocked in of the year, and his first hit of the year.
I mean, it's been kind of a mechanical approach, right, from Lincoln East. Just so efficient at the play here today. Fine piece of hitting from Brock Anderson, the senior, stepping in there as a pinch hitter, sending one into the outfield. Good for a ribby.
So now we're just getting into the bench for Lincoln East as they have sent pinch hitter after pinch hitter to the plates, leading 9-0. And the winning run is at third base. If they score 1 more, they will win by way of the run rule, and it'll be up to Carter Zavala to get this last run home, perhaps. Breaking ball finds the zone for strike 1. It's 0-1. Look at Zavala's stats this year. Just 2 plate appearances. He's 1 for 1 and has scored a run. He's appearing in just his 5th game. But he's got a chance to be the hero here.
Does. And, hey, he's batting 1,000, right? 1 for 1.
Good. Streaks are streaky. See if he can continue that streak. Berkey at third, McPeak at second, Anderson at first base. Fastball finds the zone for strike number 2.
Hernandez starting to work his location. That opening strike was a really nice pitch. A little inside on the hands. Didn't leave much for the batter to do with it in Zavala.
Carter Zavala will take ball 2. Skips it up there, down in the turf, 2-2. If Grand Island is able to get this last 2 outs with not allowing a run, you've got 5, 6, and 7 due up for them afterwards. But Lincoln East 1 run away from reclaiming the Heartland Athletic Conference Tournament Championship. But a swing and a miss, so it won't be Zavala as he strikes out swinging as the fastball by Edgar Hernandez gets GI, their second out.
And we got to give some credit to Trent Verplank. The step-in catcher did a really nice job on the previous pitch, going down, blocking a ball forward, not allowing the runner at third base to advance and end this game. So that was a fantastic defensive play to keep the game alive.
Next pinch hitter for Lincoln East is Hudson Morrow, a 6-foot sophomore. Morrow has couple hits this season in 6 at-bats. Takes ball 1 down low, and good stop by the catcher Verplank to keep that winning run at third base.
Morrow has that open stance you see there with that left foot kind of opened up there to the infield, but when it's time to deliver the power, he brings it back in.
Ball 2 up high. Well, no place to put him. Bases loaded for Morrow, so got to get the pitch over the strike zone here. Otherwise, this ball game will be over.
2-0 count. That's what you want to see as a hitter.
Think he's got the green light here? It doesn't. We'll never know because it was up high. So now Hernandez must find the strike zone or Lincoln East will seal the deal right here.
Down to the last pitch, right? I thought Hudson Morrow, big kid, 6-footer like that, was looking for that high fastball.
The 3-0 pitch from Hernandez. There's a strike. And of course, taking all the way. Hudson Morrow, as a sophomore, can go back to school tomorrow and say, oh, yeah, I had the walk-off to win the championship, guys.
Not a bad idea, though. Force the pitcher to throw a strike, sitting there 3-0.
3-1 from Hernandez. Smoke to left field down the line, but hooks foul. Looked good right away. Got a lot of contact on it, but just missed it.
My goodness, he churned on that one. That was a heck of a frozen rope sailing foul. Well out in front was Morrow. But give Hernandez credit. Gets it back to a full count.
3-2. And runners will go. Ball 4, and Hudson Morrow indeed is the hero as he walks in the game-winning run as Berkey scores and Lincoln East run rules Grand Island 10-0 to repeat as the Heartland Athletic Conference tournament champions.
Just a dominating performance from Lincoln East right from the get-go. They applied pressure offensively. You saw the leather flash defensively. This is about as a complete team as you're going to see in the state. Make it 16-1 now and back-to-back HAC Conference champions.
The defending Class A state champions also defend their Heartland Athletic Conference tournament champions, as that will be the end of the game. Lincoln East wins it 10-0. We'll be right back to recap things, the ball game, and everything else right after this on NCN.
Buy more, save more at Schaefer's. Right now, every time you add another appliance, you save more. With cashback rebates on top of Schaefer's everyday low prices. Refresh for spring with Frigidaire appliances at Schaefer's. Now with up to $200 in rebates on Frigidaire packages. Plus, get up to $150 back on top-rated Electrolux front-load laundry pairs when you buy a pad. Get a pad and free local delivery. Buy more, save more at Schaefer's. 48th and R, Lincoln.
Want the perfect SUV for your busy lifestyle? You'll find it at Dinsdale Hyundai with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, Motor Trend's 2023 SUV of the Year. Modern styling, America's best warranty, and the highest possible safety rating. Plus, with a range of up to 303 miles, stopping for gas is a thing of the past. The future of EV technology is here in Grand Island. Stop by Dinsdale Hyundai and test drive the Ioniq 5 today.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports for our full broadcast schedule.
Join in the next generation of great health at Columbus Fieldhouse because strong families are vital to a strong community. With the region's most state-of-the-art facility, there's room for fitness, fun, and friends. There's space for all sports: tennis, football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, or golf. Or lace up to try out the track. And on-site services provided by Columbus Community Hospital keep you in the best shape. Be a part of something extraordinary and join us today in taking the next step to a stronger future.
New home on the horizon? Loan it to own it. Need a new car to keep you moving? Loan it to own it. Looking for a new adventure? Loan it to own it with Liberty First Credit Union. Liberty First Credit Union is there for every step of your journey. Anyone can join to receive low payments and fixed rates to help get you through every new milestone. When you're ready to own it, loan it through Liberty First Credit Union.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
Buy more, save more at Schaefer's. Right now, every time you add another appliance, you save more. With cashback rebates on top of Schaefer's everyday low prices. Save on our large selection of Whirlpool, Maytag, and KitchenAid appliances with up to $200 in rebates, including laundry pairs like the Maytag Pet Pro washer and Whirlpool front load pairs. Plus, there's free local delivery on qualified purchases. Buy more, save more at Schaefer's, 48th and R, Lincoln.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy. NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska, where the Spartans take care of the Islanders in dominating fashion, winning 10-0 for back-to-back HAC Conference champions. Joined now by head coach Lanik. Boy, you guys got out to a pretty good start there, and then you started to gamble a little bit, and you kept winning those gambles.
Yeah, we know Grand Island's a really good, disciplined team, and I was just proud of how we came out. I thought our energy was as good as it's been. We were really good on the mound to start, and that gave our guys a lot of confidence. But you never know, that's a good team, so it was really nice that we kept scoring runs.
You mentioned the pitching staff. I thought Carter Mick was fantastic. He had great control. Could you kind of expand on his performance here?
Yeah, Carter's thrown a ton of big games for us, and so this is nothing new for him. We felt really good when we got through, the first 2 games and had him ready to go. And he was as good as he's been this year. He had a little more life on his fastball. His velocity was up. And, he was tough to hit tonight.
Always helps to have a great pitching staff like that, but your offense came to life. That second inning kind of exploded, got 3 early runs there. What was the key to getting those bats warmed up?
Well, I just think, it's a team game, and, they got us in order in the first, and those 3 guys have all been such good guys for us. But Troy Peltz got us going with a single to start the second, and it was nice to see the middle and the bottom of the order kind of do some damage. That's what's so good about our team is it doesn't matter if it's our 1-hole or our 6-hole, anybody can hit, and they were really good today.
Well, you guys are right in the middle of putting together another fantastic season. What do you guys got to continue to do to stay in these winning ways?
I think, it's just a matter of continuing to get better. We're starting to clean some things up defensively. We're starting to limit, what we give teams on the bases. We've been, struggling with giving up free bases, and that's kind of been our message to the team is, make them earn it, and that's what our pitchers did today. And you can see when they do that and we play good defense, we're pretty tough.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you, guys. Thanks.
All righty, let's bring in our player of the game, Carter Harms, the second baseman. Now, you flashed some weather out there. We saw you making some plays, but you also brought the lumber. Take me back to that 5th inning where you just sent one over the wall. That was a shot.
With the conditions today, where a whole team was just trying to middle away approach. I just happened to catch one, got up in the wind, and went out.
Talking about that approach, is that your approach every time at the plate, just kind of middle away? Walk me through that.
Normally, gap to gap, up the middle, just making sure I get my barrel through the ball. Try not to elevate too much.
What does it mean to you personally, being on a squad like this and a big contributor in the infield and at the plate? You guys now winning back-to-back conference champions.
Great group of guys. There's nobody else I'd rather play with. Just the preparation we have just puts us on another level than everybody else.
Okay, that's the boring stuff. Tell me about the fun stuff. This looks like you guys were having so much fun out on the diamond. That's got to help you guys along with generating this type of success.
Yeah, there's definitely some characters in that dugout. There's a lot that goes on. Some things I'm just like, wow. Like, how is this allowed?
I asked your coach, I'm going to ask you the same thing. You guys have enjoyed a lot of success this past 2 seasons. What do you guys have to continue to do the most to continue these winning ways and making another run at that state tournament?
Obviously, you can get better anywhere in this game. And right now I feel like if we just keep preparing ourselves for the big games, good pitchers, like good ABs, I feel like go all the way again.
Carter, thank you for your time, and congratulations on another championship.
Thank you.
All righty, Ryan, let's send it back up to you in the booth to wrap this one up.
Thank you, Andy. What a performance by the Lincoln East Spartans, who win this game 10-0. Now time for our top play. Tonight's sponsors for our top plays are Currency and Tom Dinsdale Auto. Spoiler alert, you're going to see a lot of Lincoln East in these top plays here. At Den Hartog Field, number 1, Lincoln East versus number 3, Grand Island, as both teams already played earlier in the day and won this one. Bottom of the second, this was Owen Lessig putting it into right field. The Sun playing horrible tricks on the Islanders. Troy Peltz got a late start, realized he could score. Lessig into second base. The single and the error gets the first run home of the game for East. And then we go back to Lessig in the 3rd inning. He puts that over the head of the left fielder in the 3rd inning. That scored Troy Peltz again all the way from first base. No matter what GI could do, they could not get the relay home as East took a 4-0 lead in the first 3 innings. It was all Spartans, and now they are back to work in the 5th inning. That 3-1 pitch, it was Carter Harms, and he sent it a very long way. He got that to second base, and Troy Peltz diving back in. The RBI double from Troy Peltz in the 5th inning. That made it the 6th inning. Here's our home run. Carter Harms, our player of the game, using the wind to his advantage, sending it out of the opposite field. That 2-run home run made it 8-0 Spartans as they led in the 5th inning. They got 8, and then in the 6th inning, they would go on to get it Harms' first home run of the year. Then the hit into left field by the pinch hitter Brock Anderson to drive home his first run of the year. That made it 9-0 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Grand Island trying to just make it to the 7th inning to make it, but they could not. The RBI walk-off walk by Hudson Morrow sealed the deal for the Lincoln East Spartans. They win it 10-0. Their pitching staff just limits Grand Island to 2 hits, and the Spartans repeat as Heartland Athletic Conference tournament champions. Give credit to the Lincoln East pitching staff, too. Carter Mick made the start. He went 5 innings, just allowed 1 hit, no runs, walked 2, struck out 6. And then Connor Johnson pitched the last inning, 1 inning with 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. 2 hits for Lassig, Peltz for Lincoln East as they finished with 9 hits to Grand Island's 2 hits. Those top plays brought to you by Currency and Tom Dinsdale, but Lincoln East improving to 16-1, Grand Island falling to 10-5. Both these teams will have some weekend action as well. Always a pleasure to bring you high school baseball on NCN Sports. Lincoln East repeats as Heartland Athletic Conference tournament champions. Michael Lonick and the defending Class A state champions in prime position to keep their great season going, and we might see them back in Omaha later in next month. On behalf of NCN Sports and high school baseball, I'm Ryan Valenta and Andy Clausen, the other guy taking us along the ride of East Run Rule victory. We're saying so long from Lincoln, and have a fantastic rest of your Thursday evening.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.